When you think executive, you think E-Class, and that's exactly what I have here today. The brand new W214 2024 Mercedes-Benz E450 4matic. The specific model we have here today comes in at about 101,000 Canadian dollars, which means that they have surely gone up in price over the years. But with so much history behind the E-Class, how does this new iteration live up to the heritage? Let's find out. Starting up at the front, the E450 looks elegant and refined, really retains the traditional Mercedes look. In terms of design language, nothing polarizing, just looks really good. The grille here and the lower bumper here now features hundreds of little Mercedes logos as design accents. I've already lost count how many stars there are on this car, but nonetheless, it looks quite good. The grille now for this generation has a black border surrounding it, and because this vehicle has the pinnacle trim, it's got the illuminated grille. Off to the side, LED headlights come standard, but this vehicle is equipped with the upgraded digital light system. Moving over to the side, the E-Class is now a little bit more curvy and a little bit more rounded, but I must say it still looks really good, especially this spec. The blue and the chrome and the big wheels, just looks very, very good. These rims are the upgraded 21-inch rims, definitely adds to the presence and the elegance. In terms of suspension setup, up front you get a 4-link front axle, and in the rear you get a 5-link multi-link setup as standard, but this E-Class is available with the air suspension or the Airmatic system, as well as a 4.5-degree rear axle steer as optional upgrade. In terms of tires, in the front you get 245 wide tires, and in the rear you get 275 wide tires. Lastly, the door handles are now pop-out door handles. To operate them, all you need to do is swipe across it and it will pop out. But with that said, most of the time, as soon as you get close to the car, the door handles automatically pop open. The rear of the E-Class look very similar to the S-Class, which of course is a good thing. But if you take a closer look, the taillights now also feature 3-pointed stars as lighting elements, adding to the roster of Mercedes 3-pointed stars around the car. Opening up the trunk, this is of course motorized. You get a very deep trunk along with plenty of underfloor storage. You also get a collapsible box, which is nice. The rear seats can be folded down using these buttons on the side here, and the seats are split 40-20-40. Under the hood, the E450 is powered by the M256 3-liter turbocharged inline-6 engine paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid system. This setup produces 375 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. The mild hybrid system itself produces 23 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque, and the motor is sandwiched between the engine and the transmission, which in this case is the Mercedes 9G-tronic automatic gearbox. Power is then delivered to all 4 wheels using the Mercedes 4matic system. Inside, you get to choose between leather seats or Nappa leather seats, along with a few different color options. This vehicle is equipped with the brown leather interior. In terms of legroom, plenty of legroom. Headroom is also decent. And as for amenities, you get rear heated seats, a Burmester sound system, which we'll get to in a little bit, a very nice looking panoramic sunroof, side as well as rear sunshade, and of course you get cup holders. But this time, you also get them with a nice little phone stand. One thing, however, that was surprising is that there is no rear climate control options available in Canada. Up front, this is where the biggest changes are located compared to the previous generations, because we've got screens everywhere. This E-Class is also equipped with the Super Screen package, which means that not only do you get a big instrument cluster screen, a big infotainment screen, your passenger also gets their own screen over here. The screens do look nice, however, it attracts a lot of fingerprints. And with the screens come the removal of physical buttons, which I'm not a fan of. However, the silver lining is that the MBUX system is very snappy most of the time, and the voice assistant is excellent. All I really need to do is say the commands and it will get done. Whatever controls I need to do, it will get done. And if I'm driving alone, I don't even need to say that special word. And then we have the ambient lighting. There's a whole lot of them around the whole cabin. But what's cool about them is that it's not all for decorative purposes. For example, if I want to change the climate control, if I'm increasing the temperature, red pulses will go on. If I'm lowering the temperature, blue pulses will go on. And then if I'm driving on the road and the blind spot warning goes off, this side of the door lights will flash red for extra alert for the driver, which is very nice. But perhaps the biggest party trick of the whole car is the sound visualization. Effectively, what that does is turn your E-Class into a rolling disco by synchronizing the lights, the ambient lights, to your music, which definitely is pretty cool. Somewhat distracting at times, so you may want to turn it off while you're driving. Which brings me to the sound system. This has the 4D Burmester sound system, and it sounds really good. It also vibrates the back of your seat for extra theatrics if you like that kind of stuff. Alright, back to some of the more mundane feature list. Heated steering wheel, heated seats, and memory seat come standard, but because this is a very well equipped E-Class, it also comes with ventilated seats, rapid heating heated seats, heated armrests, massaging seats, as well as a head-up display. Overall, the interior is prestigious, comfortable, and impressive. However, there's one thing that I don't really like about it, which is the steering wheel. Some of the buttons on the steering wheel are touch sensitive. It relies on gestures, swiping to control and to navigate, and I just don't think it works as well as Mercedes has hoped to in the real world, because there's this small little touchpad that I have to use to swipe up and down, left and right, and it's just a little bit frustrating to use at times while driving. But anyway, it is time for a drive, so let's hit the road. The E450's 3-liter inline-6 engine is not only powerful, but also very silky smooth. No apparent turbo lag here, thanks to the mild hybrid system. And it does pick up and go. 375 horsepower, has plenty of passing power. You can also hear the beautiful soundtrack if you step on it a little bit more. This 9-speed transmission is also very smooth, and the algorithm on this is done very well. Paddle shifters are here for you to use, but I haven't really found myself intrigued to use them at all. In terms of handling, the steering response is good, but I find that the steering weight to be quite light even in sport mode. However, in an E450, it's not necessarily a bad thing, as this isn't a AMG model or anything like that. Rear axle steer is available on this E-Class, which helps you with your maneuverability at low speeds and your stability at higher speeds. This non-air suspension standard setup, I feel like, strikes a very good balance between comfort and handling, sportiness. It just kind of does it all quite well. Obviously, you're not throwing this E-Class into the corners like you would in a Civic Type R, but overall it feels very comfortable and composed and not floaty. One of the highlights of the E450 is its exceptional ride quality. Despite not having the optional air suspension and having these huge 21-inch rims, the suspension setup does a good job keeping the car smooth and planted. Wind noise and road noise are minimal, making this E-Class extremely comfortable and a fantastic cruiser. When it comes to fuel efficiency, this inline-6 3-liter E450 is extremely impressive. Despite weighing quite heavy and being quite a big car and having this much power, I was able to manage 5.6 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway and about 10 liters in the city. In eco mode, the mild hybrid system essentially turns this car into a hybrid by switching off the engine frequently whenever you lift off and you're coasting. The engine is also pretty much always off when you come to a stop. The whole system works very smoothly and feels very seamless. None of that auto start stop days from the older days with the traditional starter motor. This just feels very integrated and feels very seamless. I don't even notice it turning on and off. It just works. When it comes to safety tech, you can definitely expect the best or nothing. This E-Class includes things like emergency braking, active brake assist, blind spot warning, evasive steering, active park assist, 360 camera, lane keep, lane centering, adaptive cruise control, so on and so forth. There's also an optional built-in dash cam, which this car has, but what I found is that I need to press start record every single time I turn on the car, which, I mean, most of the time I forget, which is not great. Like right now, I forgot. People in the community have said though, however, that there is a software update for this which allows it to turn on whenever you start the car. So something to look into there. Now I want to elaborate a little bit more on the driving assistance tech because it is excellent. The Distronic system slows down early, which shows me a lot of confidence. The lane centering tracks lane very, very well. Additionally, it also has lane change assist, which you activate by signaling, and also automatic lane change assist. So effectively, what it does is when you have cruise control turned on and when the car in front is slower than your set speed and the lane on the left or on the right is empty, it will automatically switch to that lane and go back to your set speed. The whole system works very cohesive and fluid, making the entire experience of the autonomous driving experience being just so... Overall, although I have some minor complaints like having too many touch buttons or the fact that using so many screens as fundamental to the design language may not age very well down the line, this new W214 E-Class is an impressive luxury executive sedan. Beautiful exterior, pristine cabin space, and excellent driving tech paired with this silky smooth inline six. It really sets the benchmark to this segment. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know whether if you would pick this over a 5 Series and an A6 or why not. Thank you very much for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.